and students from 33 countries. Hence, rightly so, today's plenary session is going to be all about that. The role of public diplomacy in strengthening cooperation at the people-to-people level within the sphere of BRICS Plus needs to be discussed, debated, and then implemented. We're already aware how, in a digital world like today, post-COVID-19, public diplomacy has a huge role to play in the international arena. With people getting easy access to technology, the world shifting online, public diplomacy is changing its models as well as its targets. Different organizations, meetings, cultural events, and even embassy events are accessible to people on the click of a button. Hence, today it is very pertinent for us to discuss and understand how different organizations across BRICS and beyond, who will be represented by our speakers, have been working in the field of public diplomacy and how they think public diplomacy can be the next big game changer. Without further ado, let me introduce you all to our esteemed panelists. Today we will be joined by Mr. Andrey, who is the head of the Project Office International Youth Cooperation in the Russia Central Asian Region Direction. We will be joined by Mr. Alexei Azhov, who is the chairman of Leaders of International Cooperation, Mr. Timerkhan Shaikhutdinov, administrator of Project Office for International Youth Cooperation, Russia, the OIC, Ms. Anita Dkhar, expert for international cooperation, RPO BRICS, World of Traditions, Mr. Ravana Sharma, co-founder, International Youth Edu-Skills Foundation, Ms. Amanda Harumi, Director of International Affairs at ANPG and Students Leader at University Council of USP. The session is divided into two parts. The first part will include the individual speaker address where they will be talking about their organization, and towards the end we'll have the question answer session. Participants who are willing to ask questions can drop them down on the chat box. And without taking any more time, I would now give the floor to Mr. Andrey. Sir, over to you.
Thank you very much. And first of all,
sir, I want to mute. Oh no, sorry,
okay.
sorry.
Okay. First of all, I want to say that I am very glad to see you today, and I want to tell you that the official language of our project office is Russian, but I hope that you will understand my presentation because it is in Russian, so it will be a small problem for us, but I think pictures and other information will help you and we will understand each other. So let's start. In October 2020, the Project Office Russia Central Asia region began its work in Omsk, in my home city. The launch event was an educational intensive, which was attended by 25 young leaders, representatives of public organizations, volunteers, and students. The intensive participants discussed the strategy and the work plan of the project office and also immersed themselves in the diplomatic aspects of communication of the member countries of the Union, Russia, Central Asia. The main idea of our project office is to think globally, act locally, and the main task, existing problems and solution purposed by the project office, I will tell you now. The main tasks, formation of the composition of young delegation for visit to the countries of Central Asia region, creation of international projects, creation of the International Youth Expert Center on the basis of project office. The main problems, lack of system interaction, lack of information. At the last one, there is not enough joint events and projects. I think you will agree with me because this problem is really actual for our countries. So proper solution. I think it is very important to talk about these things. First of all, it is open database of participant contacts. Second, methodological support of project office participants. And the last one, organization of international events, maybe as we did today. Dear colleagues, now I would like to introduce you to the central projects that have been implemented or are being prepared for implementation this year. And I would like to, you will help me, and next slide, please, on my presentation, because yes, the next one, please. The next one. Yes, the next one, please. I would like to talk about events, so please, next slide. Next, yes, yes, stop, yes, thank you. The first event will be the Forum of Young Leader Russian Central Asia region has become the largest event of the project office we see and will be held on annual basis in the city of Omsk. Previously, forum in the format Russian Central Asia region were not held in the Russian Federation before. The second one, please, next slide. The Omsk Regional Student Detachment was recognized as the best in the country by the end of 2020. In our region, the student construction movement is very popular among young people. In this regard, the idea arose to create an international student construction team of the countries of Central Asia region. Those young people will work at the infrastructure facilities of our countries, as well as be involved in conducting social culture events detected to the culture exchange. If we talk about plans for 2022 I would like to highlight 4 major events of project office. So please, next slide. First of all, the second Leader Forum Russia Central Asia region. It will be in November or October 2022. We sincerely hope that our forum will become an annual event and will find its home of the city of Omsk. It is important for us to be able to communicate with you not only through smartphone screens, but also to communicate in offline formats. And I think that this forum is a really good opportunity for us to meet in Russia. Such events are a great opportunity to establish contacts and get acquainted with each other in different projects. The second one, in the autumn of 2022, we invite you to take part in the Festival of KVN teams of Central Asia countries in the center of Asia. This project involves holding a KVN creative festival in Omsk for teams of the Siberian federal districts and the countries of Central Asia region. We know how popular the club of cheerful and resourceful in your country, so we hope to see you in the teams in Omsk this autumn. In 2023, December 26th to January 6th, the 47th Youth Hockey World Championship will be held in Omsk and Novosibirsk. It is a great honor for us to host such a large-scale sporting event, the participants of which will be representatives of the best hockey powers in the world. And we would like to propose to create an international volunteer detachment of the Tsar countries for this event to accompany the holding of this event. And we are ready to take over the organization of this project. And of course, where can we get away from sporting events? So in 2022, we invite you to take part in the Siberian International Marathon. Every year, more than 6,000 running enthusiasts from more than 20 countries, 50 subjects of Russian Federation come to our city to test their strength and recharge their energy from a large-scale sport event. Colleagues, it is really important for me to speak with you today, and I hope this information which I told you will be interesting for you, and we can contact to each other with Instagram or by email or phone number. So thank you for your attention, and I will be really happy to answer on your question. If you have, just ask me about something. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful presentation. Participants who wish to ask sir questions can drop down in the chat box and over to Mr. Timerkhan. Yes.
Yes, yeah, good morning, hello.
Hello, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, now, could you please share with me opportunity to demonstrate the screen? The screen of my iPad.
That's just being done, sir.
So, yes, thank you. Now, one moment, I will start screen share and this one, yes. And Good morning, or good day, or good evening, dear participants. I'm really glad to see you at this forum, and it's really cool when we representatives of different project offices participate in the events, in the projects of each other, and I think it's a good result that the project office of International Youth Cooperation in different regions of Russian Federation were created for very big goal, and one of these goals is each other communication and our partnership. And so our project office is devoted to partnership and communication of Russian youth with youth of countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. I think maybe some participants of this event also from the OIC members, of also if you from Islamic country, you can write chat something, and also if you will have any questions, I will be happy to answer them. So again, my name is Timerkhan. I am administrator of project office of Russia, the OIC, and our project office is located in Kazan. Kazan is the capital of the Republic of Tatarstan of Russia, and I think it is not. It have some means because Kazan has very big background about different communications and organizing different international events in the direction of Russia, the OIC, because in 2006 strategic group of Russia, the OIC, was made in Kazan, and its head is President of the Republic of Tatarstan, His Excellency Mr. Rustam Minnikhanov. And from that year, it started a big history of communication Tatarstan and Islamic world. And so in last year, we had a big step in youth communications. It's creation Russia, the OIC project office. So now we are 1 year old, and we have some results which I wanted to share with you too. So we organize different events in such areas as culture, internship, volunteering, education, and interaction with compatriots who lives in OIC countries, and exchange programs with our partners in Islamic world, in Islamic countries. Also, we completed for this first year aimed at forming an interregional team of the project office, because even if we have one main team in Kazan, we are federal project office like others, and it's very important for us to gather different students and youth who want to develop themselves in international youth cooperation with OIC, that they need to have some opportunity to join us, and also we always are open for them. We have our social profiles, Instagram, Telegram. You can write to our email something. So that's all. It's about our team now. The board of project office consists of 3 persons. It's head of project office, administrator, and curator of active group. It's that group of students who wants to join to our to our events, to organizing team of project office. And also our active group consists of about 60-70 participants. They are students of international relationships and another direction of high schools of Russia. And one of the first events was Kazan OIC Youth Internship Forum, and this project has a very long history because it started its history in 2014, and every year youth, young businessmen and businesswomen, they come to Kazan to present their ideas, their startups, and also they have opportunity to win some finances, grants for implementation of their project. OIC All Russian School, it was this event was for gathering of the first active group of our project office, and also the most of our active group was they joined to our project office just at this event. OIC educational model, it was devoted to researching OIC world, what the main and actual issues in youth cooperation of Russia with Islamic world, and also its educational program of this model was devoted to learning about some diplomatic issues. Lectorium Russia, the OIC. Every month of the year we organize some meeting in this direction, so it can be some lectures, some master classes, online meetings, so it's also our very good activity when also new young people who wants to join our movement can start to participate in our projects. The first Russian-Egyptian Youth Forum, not only the first, also in the autumn of this year, the second one was organized in Egypt, and of course, this the main goal of this project is development of Russian-Egyptian youth cooperation. OIC Young Diplomats Forum. This event for some workers and diplomats, ambassadors who are young, who are before 35 years old, and they work in OIC countries. International Summer School, Bulgarian Dialogue of Cultures. I think you know that one of the biggest Muslim high schools is situated in Tatarstan, in Bulgar city, and it's Bulgar Islamic Academy. And our traditional partnership event with them, it's this school. Also, it's devoted to creation and communications of Muslim world with world of other religious and other and people of other cultures of that one. And we had two big projects in this autumn. The first one is International Youth Camp Russia, the OIC. Also colleagues from another project offices participated them, and it was especially important project for us because during this camp, Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum official delegation came to Kazan, and they inspected our city for participating in OIC Youth Capital 2022. And about the result of this inspection, I will tell you some later. And 100 participants from Russia regions and OIC countries during 7 days created their social projects. And now we have, even if camp finished, we are continuing to connect them, because we have a very important thing. It's creation project hubs, Russia OIC, in different countries. Also, if you are from OIC countries, you can join us, and we will do some cool and international projects together with you. The next one and the last one for this year is International Youth Festival of Modern Muslim Culture. It was organized with Kazan State Institute of Culture, and also it was very good event, because now with every new generation, culture is changing, and we tried in the framework of this festival to gather different authors, different people of movie, art, dance, theater, and other direction for their cooperation, and I think different collaborations which were created in this festival, they have a good future, and inshallah we will have big events in the next year. So what about our plans? So as I told about inspection visit, Kazan has been selected as the OIC Youth Capital 2022. It's very good news, because it's the first time when even Russia, I want to say that it is not OIC member, but it is a country who it's like country representative, yes, country representative for joining to OIC, and also due to background of Kazan, and that very many that a lot of Muslim youth and Muslim people live in Kazan, and because of two different cultures live here, very friendly. I think different reasons helped us to realize this project in life. So the next year will be reaching different big project, especially due to this Kazan status, and it's cultural events, the Holy Quran recitation competition, International Youth Festival of Modern Muslim Culture. It will be organized second time. Scientific events, International Youth Scientific Congress of the OIC countries, International Youth Esports Championship of the OIC countries. Who don't know esports? It's like it's computer games sport, and also it's the unique and new format, new project for Islamic world, and inshallah I think that this project will be successful, and it will be organized excellently. About social events, of course, about finish of the next year, it will be a grand closing ceremony of the Kazan OIC Youth Capital and International Prize Leaders of the OIC countries, hosted by Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum. Sport events also, I think that this sport is very close to different Muslim cultures. to different Muslim people. It's horse races and international horse races of the OIC countries for the Cup of the President of the Republic of Tatarstan will be for different horse sportsmen from different countries. Even in the field of intercultural dialogue, it's Russian Balkan Youth Forum, and the second one, it's International Youth Camp, which will held the second time. And I think the biggest, the largest project of next year will be Global Youth Summit. In the framework of this summit, ministers of youth of OIC countries will come to Kazan for discussion and making some new communications with each other, with Kazan, and also if Kazan is OIC youth capital, so it should be capital also for different states and youth policy of different states. So I think also international youth policy now has many challenges and issues for discussion, and I think this summit will have some big results. And you can contact with us in our email. You can make a screenshot of this slide. You can join us in our Instagram. We have our Telegram channel. And I think if you will ask organizers, they will share with my contacts, and we will communicate with you in person. So thanks a lot for this opportunity to speak, for opportunity to share with you information about our project office. So see you at our events.
Thank you so much, sir. It would also be great if you could share the PPT on the chat box, as I think many people are very much interested in knowing more about the organization. This is to everyone who's with us today. Mr. Alexey Azov, who's the chairman for the Leaders of International Cooperation, is facing some technical issues, so he will be joining us in the next session. But moving forward, I would now request Ms. Anita Dkhar, who is the expert for international cooperation, RPO BRICS World of Traditions, to take over. Ma'am, over to you.
So distinguished guests, dear organizers, dear colleagues, my name is Anita Dkhar. Thank you very much. I'm very glad to be a part of such a wonderful event and represent regional public organization BRICS World of Traditions. And in our turbulent times, it is especially necessary to support and strengthen the emotional, spiritual, moral, and physical health of people, especially young people who were the most vulnerable ones and prone to various disasters due to their lack of life experience, specific knowledge, incomplete possession of the necessary experience, and lack of freedom from some kind of influence and malice. And well, this is the representation of this controversies which are the youngsters currently are facing in these turbulent times. So, and the best option for the so-called recovery of the BRICS citizens of all ages and statuses is their practical, direct participation in positive and life-affirming multilateral, cultural, social, creative, health-improving, also educational and charitable projects, which are useful for the peoples of the five. And in this regard, today, the team of the public regional organization BRICS World of Traditions, under the leadership of Madam Ludmila, who is also with us today here as a listener. So we take this opportunity to present one of such recovery programs, the international and the interregional cultural and humanitarian program, BRICS Peoples Choose Life. The program itself prioritizes the international and interregional cultural and humanitarian program within the interaction with the BRICS civil society for the implementation of joint multilateral projects, and shall last from 2021 till 2025, and to be implemented in all BRICS states under the motto "From the ecology of the soul and the body to the ecology of the world." So according to the concept of the program, the ecology of the soul is the first and the main stage of the formation of the spiritual and moral ecology of a person at a higher quality level, thanks to education, enlightenment, and upbringing of people on such moral values as love, kindness, and respect for people, their homeland, the peoples to other countries where the program will be held. And solving specific issues of human ecology will help to consolidate the civil society of the 5 countries, really improve people's lives and strengthen the authority of each BRICS state in the international arena. So the main objectives of the program is rapprochement of peoples, cities, BRICS countries on a spiritual and moral basis through the development of peaceful relations between the peoples of the 5, through the joint implementation of multilateral projects and programs on the cultural and humanitarian track. The second objective is preservation and popularization of the cultural, historical, and spiritual heritage of the BRICS countries. And the third objective is support for the creative youth of the 5 in the cultural and educational spheres. And the main instruments to implement the program are, of course, the projects. So in total, we have 8 amazing projects to be implemented in the coming years by 2025. So the first project is the Youth Festival of Hospitality Traditions of the BRICS countries. The project will be held in Russia, in Moscow, in the Central House of Cinematographers, and it is going to be the first and the most forthcoming project. It will be held in June 22. So this is the final solemn event of the video contest competition, revival of BRICS people's hospitality traditions. And so the winners and diploma holders of the contest will be officially awarded during this festival. For more information, as you can see on the slides, you can also click on the link. I will share the presentation after I finish. So the second project is the youth creative project, BRICS Unity in the Diversity of Young Art. So this project is aimed to be held in India, in Mumbai and Pune in December 2022. And the idea is about to host the relay race of the exhibition of young artists and masters of decorative and applied arts from the countries of the BRICS, of the 5, and India will be the first country in this relay. So the project will unite children and creative youth of BRICS, give young artists the opportunity to show their art at international humanitarian sphere of the 5, help their further implementation, and demonstrate the regional artistic creativity of the BRICS peoples by holding joint master classes, workshops, and also provide the mutual ideas exchanges, and their art will be presented at best artistic traditions of the 5 nations. And let me also mention that the project is supported by the Embassy of Russia in India and the Embassy of India to Russia. And the organizers agreed to hold a presentation of the project at the Embassy of India to Russia with a demonstration of art exhibitions before it will be shown in India in December 22. So we also have a sub-project within this youth creative project. It is a charity event. Let's fill the hearts of children with kindness. So the event is aimed at providing material support to children in need in India by the funds from the sales of paintings by young Russian and Indian artists during the charity auction. So the third project, it is the historical research project, Brazil, preserving the historical truth about the Great Patriotic War. And the project is the continuation of the multilateral literary and historical project, the Peoples of the BRICS, dedicated to the war heroes. It is devoted to the 75th anniversary of the victory over fascism, and the project will be held in 2022 till 2023 in Moscow and Rio de Janeiro. So the educational mission of the project is rooted in the translation and publication of a collection of research articles, The Great Patriotic War of the Soviet People, by 8 Brazilian authors. Also, I would like to mention that four of them are young people under the age of 35. So the project is also aimed at digitalization and posting those collections on social networks, on information sites, public educational portals, websites of universities, schools, children's cultural and educational organizations of the BRICS countries. And well, here you can see on the slides the photographs from the festival we already held in May 12th. Exactly the event, the Great Patriotic, devoted to the Great Patriotic War. So I hope the next continuation of the project will be even more colorful and cool. So the fourth project of the program is the second stage of the relay of the cultural research expeditions, Great Teachers of BRICS. So the project is devoted to preaching. Yeah.
Can you can you please try to rotate the slides? It's not moving.
Not moving?
Yeah.
Is it moving now?
No. Is it in full screen, or if it is possible, just open and close and open once again?
Okay, sure. How it is now?
Yeah. Now it's moving.
Okay, then I will not be transferring to another format. It will be okay if I stay like this, right?
Yeah.
Good. So let me continue. The fourth project of the program is the second stage of the relay of the cultural research expeditions, Great Teachers of BRICS. So this project previously was held in the countries of the five within 2015 till 2019 as a first stage of the relay. And the project itself is related to preaching the peaceful philosophical heritage of the great representatives of the five nations, the BRICS nations, which has become, as our president Ludmila says, the vaccine of morality from the modern world, virus-ridden violence. So as you can see on the slide, there is the special schedule of the project. As you can see, it is also separated into different years. So different year is 2 countries. So the 2022 is India. The 2023 is Russia and China. 2024 is Russia and South Africa. And 2025 is Russia and Brazil. So the next project is the social and health project BRICS, from the ecology of the soul to the ecology of the body. It will be held in 2023. The project will be implemented on the basis of Tsufu Medical College, the only one in the Chinese province of Shandong. Tsufu Medical College. It trains the specialists in traditional Chinese medicine. So the project is based on the organization of events of the BRICS countries for the study and popularization of scientific and traditional medicine in Russia and traditional Oriental medicine, like Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, Tibetan, and others. And the project develops the theme of physical recovery of a person according to the well-known concept: in a healthy body, in a healthy mind, a healthy body. So the next project is a social partnership project, BRICS Twin Cities, continuity of partnership, under the slogan, the strength of BRICS is rooted in the unity and partnership of peoples, cities, countries, and is planned to be held in Russia and India within 2022 and 2023. The project itself is aimed at establishing twinning relations between the cities of Samara in Russia and the city of Pune in India. So there is also a preliminary agreement with the city management. And the criteria why exactly these cities were chosen are the high level of development of industry, cultural and education development, and which also allow them to establish and successfully develop partnerships in various fields, including the interaction and business. So the next project, the seventh project, is the cultural and educational project, Russian education for the BRICS youth. The project is aimed at increasing the attractiveness and competitiveness of Russian education on international market of educational services, and it is supposed to be proliferated in the BRICS countries during the years of 2022 and 2025. We believe that one of the possible options for promoting domestic education may be the presentation of Russian universities during the events of this project in the BRICS countries, such as exhibitions, festivals, press conferences, and etc. Together with our informational partners from the countries of the five. And on the educational path, we also have a sub-project establishing friendly and educational ties between schools in Russia and the BRICS countries. So for this purpose, in 2022, it is planned to sign a partnership agreement between the international school named after Mahatma Gandhi in Ahmedabad and another school in Moscow, in Russia, in which the Leo Tolstoy and Mahatma Gandhi school museum will be opened with the assistance of the organization BRICS World of Traditions. So the sub-project is also supported by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Russia, the Second Asia Department, and the Russian Embassy to India, and also the Embassy of India to Russia. And the next and the last project of the program is the cultural and humanitarian project, preservation of cultural, historical, and spiritual objects in the Samara region, planned for 2023. And the main idea is to provide organizational and advisory assistance in resolving the issue of reconstruction and overhaul of the unique museum of the history of the Usolsky Krai of the Samara region within the framework of the national project, Culture, Development of Municipal Museums from 2022 to 2024. And to date, the organization, BRICS World of Tradition, and the Department of Museums and Foreign Relations of the Ministry of Culture of the Russian Federation, we have agreed on a plan for further actions in this direction. So as far you can see that program includes numerous projects, 8 in total, and we hope that with your support and kind wishes, we fruitfully will implement the results within the long-standing and deep going relations of BRICS countries. And thank you for your attention, and thanks again to the organizers, especially to Akil Mohammad and Suzzane for hosting the event. And dear colleagues, I wish you all the best in the implementation of the projects of your organizations in such an inspiring and multi-sphered field of BRICS. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It would be great if you could also share your presentation on the chat box. We have with us next Mr. Ravana Sharma, who is the co-founder for International Youth Edu-Skills Foundation. Over to you, sir.
Hello, everyone. Just make sure I'm audible and visible to you all.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, that's great. It's a lovely moment and I feel honored to be here. And first of all, I would like everyone to request, give virtual applause to the founder of this organization, that is Mohammad Akil, because he did really great job in organizing this event. Although we were trying our best to make it offline as well, but due to some pandemic restrictions, we couldn't make it offline this time, but hopefully next year we will be doing it. Okay, let me share my screen and just confirm if it is visible and the slides are moving. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Do you see the switching of slides as well?
Yes, so we can see that.
Okay. So most of the people already know about our organization, that is IESF, International Youth Edu-Skills Foundation. I will try to explain most of the things, our activities in past, our activities and plannings, which we did in last 4 years. But as I have limited time, so it's very difficult to explain all the things at once in 10 minutes, but I'll try my best. So what is IESF? We are changing lives and building future, and would like to also tell to all the youngsters that it is a platform for you, for opportunities. Who we are a non-profit, non-commercial, non-government youth organization. We have been registered under the Charitable Indian Trust, Government of India, to empower youth through education, skills, employment, and entrepreneurship to achieve United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. And we have seriously worked on it, that you will see in our activities, how we have achieved these SDG goals and our future plans to attain them. We are founded in 2018, but we already started talking about it, planning about in 2017 with Akhil, when we were in Sochi. And we have this vision, empowering youth through education, skills, employment, and entrepreneurship to achieve United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We have a mission to motivate and involve most of the young people to solve the world's toughest problems with their full potential, with their innovative, with their creativity, and they work towards building a brighter future. What do we do? As I already mentioned, we provide youth the opportunity to participate in international events. So we promote the international events. So the more we promote, people like you, they get opportunities to take participation in future events, which not only happen in one particular country, but also in different countries. So far, like India, Russia, and few others. Social projects to improve education and skills among youth, organize acts of kindness, organize trainings, seminars, and conferences. So this is IESF, and we have this sustainable development goals where we focus, as you can see, like climate action and no poverty and quality education. So these are few, and almost we have tried and give our best to achieve all these SDG, which you can see in further slides. You can see the distribution of food to the population to remove poverty. We have distributed blankets also in India to poor people in order to make them feel comfortable and not to have struggles during the winter. So we have created more possibilities for poor people in order to fight during this pandemic. Again, some distribution of food during the situation when people were really helpless. They were not able to go out. There were lockdowns and there were not possibilities to buy the food. So in this way, we help them with our team in India to reach as many as people at the same time. We have already participated in most of the international events, and I strongly believe, like most of the people here, you are already here who have been participated in such events. We have our initiative Akshar Sankalp, which is a step towards a bright future of our organization to distribute some basic necessary things, examples, notebooks, pencils, erasers to the children from low-income families. And we have donated already among 3,000 to 5,000 children every year initially, and increase it up to 20,000 with all your support. This was the initiative in Noida, Uttar Pradesh. Due to lockdown, you all know daily wage labor families are left without work, and many people lost their jobs, and which had negative effect on their family as well. So in this, we provided costly aid in the city of India, that is Noida, to help needy families on the biggest festivals of the Muslims, which marks the end of the holy fasting month of Ramadan. And under this initiative, we had the opportunity to provide volunteers are distributing groceries to needy families every day. The initiative will be continued until the lockdown. And recently we have won a prize also, where we participated as our organization, and Muhammad Akhil was there as a representative, and he organized this project, and this project aims to raising funds to form food packages for families who have lost their earnings due to the pandemic in total. So the NGO has total distributed 45 tons of humanitarian aid to the population so far. And these are the some youth forum, BRICS Plus, where we are now, how it was initiated. It was initiated with the BRICS Plus on public diplomacy interviews in Ulyanov city. Further, we represented this project in Eurasia Global 2021, where we have also won some won the prize, and you were part of it, and feeling proud of it. And yeah, to unite youth leaders, public organizations, youth activities, scholars, scientists, entrepreneurs, and future cooperation in field of culture, academic, youth, sports, business, and creative industries. Here are some of the few upcoming events which are going to be happen in the future. And these will be virtual dialogues and a webinar also. These details will be provided to you later. Yeah, so we all are here, and I hope I have finished it on time, but I would like to take 1 to 2 minutes. I would like to share some efforts of both of us, Akhil and me. We started. Behind the effort, there are some scenes. I always remember the Akhil's dedication, and I think strongly believe that his dedication has come up so far. That's why we all are here, and I strongly believe that we share some common features. We share some common qualities. I believe that he's like my brother from another mother, I can say, because once he starts thinking about something and start planning about something, then he definitely achieves. So in this, we were all together since 4 years, making it good planning and building it up, and we have come it so far. I still remember day before day, I was speaking with Akhil, and he said we had we have this much followers at that time, and now we have reached up to 800 to 900 followers, and it is still raising. So this feeling comes with it's directly from soul, directly from heart, and we need all your support in order to reach international boundaries. So as I'm now responsible for Europe region, I'm responsible in Germany at the moment, and there's also good news that we are going to have good agreement bonding with DGIS, that is Deutsche Gesellschaft Internationale Studierende, that is a German association for international students, which is also an NGO, and they are building it here, and we are going to collaborate with them soon. So you can see it started from India, Russia, and then we are spreading our boundaries, and we all need your support. And once again, would like to give round virtual applaud for IESF, for our organization, and for our. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was indeed a very heartwarming presentation to see the efforts of the entire organization and where we are today. We have last 2 speakers, and I would request all the participants who are wishing to ask questions to please drop them on the chat box. I would now hand over it to Ms. Amanda Harumi, Director of International Affairs at ANPG and Students Leader at the University's Council of USP.
Hi, everyone. It's
Hello.
a big pleasure to be here with everybody. It's really important, this space, to talk about our organization. This is the organizations who defend science in Brazil. So I am Amanda. I'm speaking from Brazil, São Paulo. I'm a leader of the University of São Paulo and represent the National Association of Graduate Students. The National Association Graduate Students in Brazil has played an important social mobilization. We are a national representative entity of research and scientists. I will talk about our history and our changes nowadays. For more than 30 years, we have fought to valorizations of science and research in order to guarantee the acceleration of the Brazilian development. It's necessary to invest a lot of research and production of new technology. In order to do this, it's necessary to increase a national investment to the public sector or the private sector of science, technology, innovation, and development new patents. This investment needs to be a research qualification to guarantee the direct access to the majority of research of our country and the PhD students, the scientists. We need to do this with society, with university, state, and companies. We believe in the development of research as a central debate for our country development. This instrument is what guarantees our national sovereignty. Thanks for the political represent of our organization. Nowadays, we are in the different spheres of political debate. We have been growing like institutions and political space here in Brazil. In the past, one of the main victories that we had, it was the approval of the royalties of Pré-Sal, it's petrol here in Brazil, for education, all for education. This victory in Brazil could be able to prepare our country to a better future with more education, tolerance, social justice, and rights to live in a big cities and traditional communities. But now our main task is to defend the scientists and the science in Brazil and the investments by the state for science and technology. Unfortunately, this has not been easy. Nowadays, we are currently facing a crisis in science here in Brazil. The government of Bolsonaro has made major cuts in the investments in science, and even worse, it has questioned the validity of science and scientists in middle of the pandemic time. The important thing to emphasize that our organizations believe that science can be the answer, but not just in Brazil, but in all scientists system in the world. The vaccine is the symbol of how world science can overcome the crisis. We are not going to do this alone because it's really important to talk about diplomas and cooperation in the universities, in the science and the research. Our science needs to be global. Our scientists need cooperation in the research to produce impact knowledge. And I believe we will build this together. And this space is really important for us here in Brazil because the BRICS countries represent the force of development. But we need to remember to defend social justice, development of science, and confrontation a climate crisis nowadays. So I'm really happy to talk about Brazil because it's not easy to defend science here. We have a government what is against science. So I want to show some photos about our organization and our fight on the streets. So it's okay, I'm showing for everybody? Yes?
Yes.
This is our organization. We have more than 30 years and defend science. just some photos to show how we do in the streets. This is students, scientists, teachers, and in the pandemic time, we needed to defend science and the vaccine because we have a huge number of deaths here in Brazil. Here is other photo, what we are defend the science and the vaccine, trying to show to the society how is important to defend science because we have a negation of science here. And there is other social movement campaign, what it was really important for us. The word is Vida, Pão, Vacina, Educação. The translate is life, bread, vaccine, and education. We try to resume our fight on the streets. It was really huge here, and we did a big mobilization in the society, trying to prove we need health, vaccine, and social equality. So we are always in the street manifestations against the government and the attack for the science. So this moment here talking with everybody, it's really important for our fight, and I'm really thankful to be here. So I need to, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So we have the last speaker for the day, Ms. Natalia Dashuk, who is the Project Management of Russia BRICS project at the Office of International Youth Cooperation. Over to you, ma'am. Hello.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning from our office. And I would like to talk about the last project. From what I understand, our proposed project. 1 second to turn on my presentation. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, so here we go. So our proposed project is called Cultural Project of Self-Identification. 1 second, guys. Self-identification of BRICS Youth BRICS Code. The main objectives are, so the goals of proposed educational project is to strengthen the diplomatic and friendly relations of the BRICS countries and emphasize the importance and value of authenticity of the countries, the BRICS alliance, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The dialogue platforms are a tool of public diplomacy, where civil society becomes the indicator and driving force of good neighborly and international relations. We want to create such a platform with the help of our first project, as we just, I don't know, as you know, we just recently became the project office Russia BRICS of youth cooperation here. So it will be our first big project, which will be implemented by the international team of expert students and young professionals from different industries. The revival and understanding of folk art and traditions of the BRICS countries, which is why we choose the main theme of our project festival, the study of ornaments and traditional art, which is a chronicle of the history and culture of the people. Ornament is undoubtedly the ethnographic code of the country. Symbols, signs, ornaments of traditional culture are the chronicle of the history of the culture of the people. So a fabulous bird, a female figurine, a tree of life, we all have different ornaments in different countries, but we all know them and recognize them. So who and then invented them? those unique images passed down from century to century. What did they mean? Our distant ancestors decorated their household things with the simplest ornaments as they tried to figure out how the world works and find the explanation for the mysterious and yet unknown. They strove to attract the good forces of nature and defend themselves for the evil, and they did this with the help. We think that is a very interesting theme topic to start with. So by attracting the attention to the research on these ornaments and its meanings, we hope to raise the importance of understanding the fantasy of each ethnic group of studied countries for the younger generations, first of all, and to create a much needed international cultural value project. So there are few reasons, yeah? And we decided to devote our project to the ornaments of the BRICS countries, obviously, since the ornaments of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa have the most expressive features and motives that distinguish them from all the others, as well as most of these countries are descendants of ancient civilizations. It is necessary to increase attention to the preservation and development of national culture for the revival of culture and traditions of BRICS countries' lands. The format of the project will be the following: cultural project of self-identification of BRICS youth, BRICS code, dedicated to the public diplomacy of BRICS Alliance through research in history of ornaments of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, their history and application in modern life. With its own mobile stand exposition, BRICS ornament as the cultural code of nations, and it's also will have a virtual version, which will International Project Office here, and we hope not only here, but we will to the other countries where the other events will take place. So justifications is at the present the problem preserving the culture of different nations of the world and its spiritual wealth is quite accurate. So availability of various information on internet, often not the best quality, lack of propaganda of national art, all this at least affects the general level of aesthetic education of the population, involvement, education of the younger generation and the national culture and its ethical groups. The desire to preserve and increase the cultural and historical heritage will help the process of continuing traditions and that lies between generation and understanding of the uniqueness and authentic of their background, but at the same time it promoting and understanding traditions of other BRICS countries and making further diplomatic and friendly ties with them through the research, through this project, through the collaborations, know each other, the contestants, the speakers, the experts, and so on. So the target is preservation and promotion of the cultural heritage, using soft power to make the BRICS alliance even stronger. So using the soft power, the diplomacy, through this international project in art, culture, fashion, and design. And quickly about the details, what exactly will take place is the expansion of importance of ethnic art in the BRICS countries and popularization of the knowledge of cultural heritage through educational exhibitions, master classes, events, concerts, and so on. So I will not read this because it's the last one. So I will just tell you the last main point is that in our opinion, with the help of the proposal project, with the extraordinary spirit of the history of our ancestors, which reigns in the interactive format of the proposed project, we can overcome a number of problems mentioned above and create a unique and necessary event that can take place for the first time, for example, in Ulyanovsk city, which is where our office is based, which is the literature capital of UNESCO. and also where the project office of International Youth Cooperation of Russia BRICS is situated, and it was recently launched. And nevertheless, the important product of this project will be its own mobile stand exposition that I showed you on the slides before, which will be called as a cultural code of nations. And it will also have its virtual version, and which will further mark all the events on the BRICS International Project Office and also to the other countries and other project offices. So the event format details are mobile stand exposition, the opening event with live music performances from local and international guests, fashion show of ready-to-wear fashion wear, and accessory collections created by local designers and designers from the other 4 BRICS countries and students of specialized University of Ulyanovsk, created and dedicated to the first this show within our project. So the fashion show, the collections might stay as a permanent part of the opening of our mobile station, and will also signify the future events of the BRICS meetings in Russia, or it can also be sent abroad. Interactive workshops of local artists, handcrafters, designers that inspired by the authentic ways of production of handcraft garments and furniture, workshops for students, children, families to create handmade things inspired by ornaments and motifs from Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And finally, lectures of local and international experts from different creative industries. If you have any idea, we are looking for collaborations and for everybody interested. Sorry, guys, 1 second, I don't see you. I don't know what I've pressed here. So thank you very much for your attention. And we hope that we will find our team within you also. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was definitely a very interesting project for all of us. So with this, we have come to the end of the individual speaker presentations, and we would be moving on to the question answer session. So people who, is there anyone, if you're willing to ask a question, can you raise your hand? Or you can even drop them on the chat box. Since there's no question as of now, there is a question from, okay. There are people who are interested in collaborating. So I think the organizers, that we can connect with the speakers. I would like to ask this question to all the speakers actually about how the pandemic has been for them with the shift to the online. Has it been easier or has it been more difficult in terms of doing their projects or whatever it is? So if any speaker would like to comment on how the pandemic has been in creating of these projects or collaborating, because there is a lot of things that you need to keep in mind in creating these projects. So is there any speaker who would like to give us a comment on that? Anita, ma'am, would you like to go ahead?
For our organization, actually, I would highlight that pandemic actually turned out to be not only a challenge, but also an opportunity, because as I was mentioning in my presentation as well, we need to recover, to help our youth society, to strengthen their emotional conditions. So for this reason, we decided to create the online video contest, the hospitality of BRICS countries tradition. And I believe that that actually played a very positive role in helping people in that emotional recovery. So I believe in this regard, we managed to join the people in this even not very a very easy situation, right? So I believe that pandemic played a although in general it is a very bad thing, but still it turned out to be a possibility to develop in a new normal reality for our organization.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'd move on to Miss Amanda. So most of the events that you have organized were on a physical level, the processions that you and your organization has launched in the last year. So with the shift to online, how do you think such events or such social protests or whatever it was organized? I mean, was it better to organize it in a digital space, or was it difficult?
Hi, here in Brazil, the attention for the science increased in the pandemic time. So all the society was trying to find an answer for this time for the pandemic problems. So even the attack of the government for our social movement, we are increased. We are increased in the political debate, and we are increased in the force political for elections, for mobilizations, and in the university. It's really important to talk about the University of São Paulo was the actor what collaborate with China to bring the vaccine for Brazil, because the government didn't try to do that. So if we have a better situation here in Brazil, it's because our movement in the science movement university create this situation. So I think we are increased, and we are fighting to show how science is important, and the society is think about this in the reality. So I think science is really important with a social movement, with education, with university, with state, but we need to talk about the science.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Mr. Andrew, would you also have something to comment on about the same? So you're on mute.
Yes, thank you very much, because some bad things happen with my microphone. I would like to say that I think it's a great opportunity for all of us, because we can create new formats of work, new projects, new collaboration to each other. So it is okay, probably. I absolutely agree that in general it is a bad situation, but for us it is a big opportunity. And in my opinion, COVID situation help us to create new forms of our work, new projects. For example, we look forward to cyber sports, etc., which we can get in online format. So I think it's okay.
Thank you so much. So moving on from that, I think I would like to have a question with Miss Natalia regarding how she thinks that, you know, the different cultures in BRICS, yours is a very interesting project, ma'am. And we would just want to know if you could shed some light on how basically the different cultures of BRICS can actually help in creating a more, you know, like a more nuanced form of public diplomacy. Yeah. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Sorry, yes, I'm back. Well, first of all, because it will be collaboration. So collaborations of these countries. People will get to know more information, more accurate information on these topics. They will, once you get to know, you get to understand, you get to accept some information that we know, few things about Brazilian ornaments, or some things we see in Indian movies. It does not make us, accurate on this information. But if somebody will spend thinking 4 or 5 days in the series of events, lectures, festivals, workshop, workshops surrounded by this information through workshops, through exhibitions of art. We already have artists interested from all these countries mentioned, through lectures of live experts with this background, also designers, young upcoming designers, fashion designers, handcrafters. They will share the information, share the knowledge, share the experience, maybe create something together. Not maybe, for sure they will create something together, because the point of the fashion show and of the exhibition is where they come together. So the students will create from 5 countries. Students will create the fashion line, the fashion show, like then the photography and the research will be made in exhibition. That's on the history of art and ornaments. That would be the whole exhibition devoted to that, which will also be mobile and has its virtual version. So it will be many touch points or many connections of these people, of these 5 countries, and not all of them will be experts. Lecturers will be, and speakers will be experts, but the other people will be people from the project offices, youth, students, children here will get to see it, will get to know, will get to love, will get to understand. That is the soft way, you know, that is the like how they call it, the soft policy, the soft politics, the diplomacy. So we will strengthen our bonds and our friendship through collaboration, first of all. It's a live one, hopefully physical togetherness and hybrid format and online. It will be all in one. It's you know, well, we're hoping it will be something great, because we don't have nothing like that for now here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Over to you, Timur sir, if you're there. So are you there? Timur sir, can you hear me?
Yes, excuse me, I had some troubles with connection. Could you repeat question, please?
Yes, surely. So basically, as you know, that we were firstly initially talking about how the pandemic has been affecting. I saw your presentation and I was quite interested to see that most of the events that you've conducted were physical in the last year. So how has that experience been? And also, if you could talk about how you think that the culture that exists within the BRICS nations can actually be helpful and having a more nuanced understanding of public diplomacy. So if you could just shed some light on those 2 points, it would be great.
So about our project during pandemic, to tell you the truth, of course, it's not easy time. It's for organizing and implementation different projects. So I think that was effective, that we made a good partnership with government and operative office, with operative office of fighting with COVID-19, and also participants from different countries, which with so any connection and flights are closed. Participants from these countries could participate, and for this we asked a special allow from our government, but all participants, we had some conditions that all participants had to have PCR tests when they come to our country and when they are going to come back to their countries. So also for Russian participants, we have another one condition, it's vaccine. So we have some vaccines of against COVID in Russia. It's like Sputnik V, Sputnik Light, or Epivacaron and others. And Russian participants would participate just with if they have document that they had a vaccine. So also about excuse me, answering this question, I forgot the second one, and what was also about.
Just the second one, the second question was more about your reflections about how, you know, we have a very strong.
Yes, about participating, yes, BRICS community in our project. Yes, also, no, it's I think it's possible, and also I want to say that even if audience of BRICS and audience of OIC youth is some differently, so I think of course, and we can invite, and we are waiting for BRICS experts or speakers from different organizations from different countries of BRICS to participate in our project. So also, if you know that some Muslim youth or activists from OIC countries, so for example, they study or they work in, they study in your university or they work in your youth organization, you can send them to our projects. Also, they can be like special representatives of from different countries. So the world is open, and it's good that we have different communities, international communities, but we need to communicate with each other too. So I think it's also possible to organize some partnership meetings about youth of OIC and youth of BRICS. So we always are open for this initiative. So also, as I know, some years ago, BRICS Youth Forum was organized in Kazan city too, and also Kazan youth, and not only Kazan youth, Kazan is open for different international projects, not only in direction of OIC, but BRICS. Also, youth from Kazan are managers of European Youth Parliament in Russia. We have a very powerful organization, and its name Academy of Youth Diplomacy. And so I think, especially with this community, we can connect with you, contact with you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. With this, I think we've come to the end of this session, and we would like to thank all the speakers. You all have really amazing projects that I'm pretty sure a lot of participants would like to contribute to. For the same, we would request you to please send us your, in the Dropbox, if you could share us your contact details so that the participants can directly connect with you. As we're about to end the session, it would be great if everyone can please switch on their camera so that we can take a group screenshot. Thank you so much. I'll just take it. Just a second. Thank you so much. Akhil sir?
Yes.
I think we can wrap this up right now then.
Yes, I think we can move for the next session after a break. So thank you everyone for presenting today, and it was really interesting session for me.
Hello everyone, I would like to request everyone that there's a short feedback form. If everybody can just go to the link and please provide your valuable feedback. Thank you very much.
Okay, dear colleagues, thank you very much for the session. It was a pleasure to seeing you and hearing all of you.
Bye-bye. Bye, Anita. Bye, Kira.
See you again.